Hi there, my name's Ollie Pierpoint. I'm a student at Leeds Beckett University and this is my behaviour as a customer. Marketing was defined by CIM in 2001 as the management process of anticipating, identifying and satisfying customer requirements profitably. Firstly, I'm going to be talking about two different purchases I've made recently, each made within a different buying situation. The first is part of a routine problem solving, and the example I'm using is a pizza I bought the other day. Okay, so here's the pizza. Basically, routine problem solving is a regular purchase made without much thought and is often a frequent occurrence. The business-to-consumer decision-making process from Gosnay and Richardson is a good way to determine why goods are purchased and why, in this case, I bought the pizza. First is problem recognition, in this case, me being hungry and I need to eat. Secondly, there's an information search. This is where the consumer survey their environment to make a reasonable decision. In this case, I decided between somewhere like Domino's or a shop, but opted for the shop because it's cheaper and I'm broke. Once I was in the shop, which in this example was Tesco, there was loads of other food, so alternatives were evaluated, which is step 3, but in the end I went for a pepperoni pizza, which was my final purchase decision. The final step is the outcome, and this is basically whether or not the product satisfies the customer. At this moment in time, I'm not eating the pizza, but it does look kind of nice, so I'm hoping it'll be 10 when I eat it. The second buying situation I'll be covering is limited problem solving. This is a less frequent purchase, which is moderately expensive with limited risk. In this case, I bought a CP company jumper for £120. Bang, there it is, looking all nice. Now firstly, it's problem recognition. It's getting summer and most of my jumpers are black, as you can see, and it would be too hot to wear that in the sun, so I opted for a lighter coloured gown, so I went for a light blue, after shopping online to find the cheapest price, which in this case was just an online designer outlet. And after looking at the other clothes on the site and evaluating alternatives, I decided on this one. So I went and made the final purchase, but there was also some external influences on buying the clothing, mostly cultural around social influences, like what's a popular brand, and at the minute CP company is quite popular. The final outcome is a satisfied customer because the jumper looks the way I want it to and it fits, and I'm kind of rating it. So I'm definitely satisfied, but if I wasn't, then obviously I could make a complaint or maybe like post something online which will affect the company's brand image, so it's really important that they get that right. The next theory I'm going to cover is Rogers' theory of diffusion of innovation, and this is a theory regarding the consumer decision making around goods and explains how over time a product gains momentum and popularity. According to this theory, there are 5 types of people: innovators, who are the first to try on new things; early adopters, who are those comfortable with using new ideas and products; the early majority, these people are rarely leaders but they do adopt new ideas before the average person; and then there's the late majority of people who are sceptical of change and will only adapt after the majority have done so. And then there's the laggards, who are bound by tradition and are sceptical of change. An example of this will be the people who've only just got rid of their Nokia for a smartphone. Obviously, smartphones were coming out years ago, so they've stuck to their Nokia for all this time. And if they're only just now copying a smartphone, then obviously they're a laggard. In the case of my jumper, I would say I'm in the early majority. A CP company, while quite a fashionable brand, is still relatively quiet and you don't see many people wearing it in like public. The self-concept approach is the belief that consumers will buy products from a company if the brand relates to an individual's personality. For example, my jumper is from CP company, don't know if I've mentioned that yet, but they're a company who brand themselves as being a stylish fashion brand for young men, which is obviously something I could relate to, being incredibly stylish. Alright, that's it for my vlog. Thank you for listening.